A couple of things on the before we get to our guest. Jenny Q. Ta is the CEO and founder of Squeaky. Wow. I believe I'm saying that correctly, although we'll find out. And you could you go to squeaky.com, SQEEQEE.com.
I wish she was here.
Yeah, I do too. And she's the founder and CEO. This is the first of its kind. The first of its kind, Russ. All-in-one social networking site launched in 2014. And we'll talk to her about what that is and what she does.
Of on the website, too.
Bring that back up, Zach.
It almost looks like an edible candy or one of those built-in lamps.
That's a Squeaky.
I don't know what that is.
Sell, socialize, monetize, and search, Russ.
Damn right.
That's like a drop, rock, and stop and roll.
And
put
yourself out. You're on fire, Junior.
She's been featured in many magazines across the country. Of course, this will be her biggest feature here on this show. That is Jenny Q. Ta. Jenny Q. Ta is the CEO and founder of Squeaky Inc. And, of course, you can go to QEE.com. Jenny, thanks so much for joining us here on the Big Biz Show.
Hey, hello there, and to your audience, thank you for having me today.
So can you tell, first of all, give us the elevator. No, before that, I want to know why the name. You got Google, Yahoo, Squeaky, way. Yeah. Where did that name come from?
There's a long story to it, but I'll share it with you guys next time. But there's a blog on Squeaky, but it took me 3 shots to finally end it with Squeaky. But ever since I had Squeaky, it's been nothing but great. It's a little bit odd, it's a little bit strange, but with social media, that's what it takes. Google was a misspelled word, and look at where Google is today. So Squeaky's gonna be, pretty close to Google very soon.
Let's talk about what it does. Tell us exactly first. You're sitting in the bar here with us. We have no idea what this is. How would you explain what Squeaky is?
Well, I developed the Squeaky social networking. Now that's the word, networking, not networking. Networking, that is correct. Network to empower users to make money the way that celebrities and public figures do. I mean, it is within my vision, aiming to help all of the users, the small people, you and I, kind of like, to grow their own personal wealth by providing them the means to monetize the interaction they would already be having elsewhere on the web. That's just basically it.
Give us an example on how that would manifest itself with, let's say, Johnny Lunchbucket, Rusty Nails here. How does that work?
Well, like right now, if you wanted to add a video, you have to log into YouTube. If you wanted to send out some pictures, you gotta, hop over to Instagram. You wanted to send out a tweet, you go to Twitter. And if you want to buy and sell something, you gotta hop over to Amazon and eBay. I mean, I've already listed like 5 different logins, 5 different passwords. I mean, that is such a pain in the butt. So Squeaky is a all-inclusive, under one roof kind of a platform. You can socialize like you do on Facebook. You can buy, sell like Amazon, eBay. You can add videos, you can add pictures, and you can crowdfund. You could do charity. I mean, all of those feature under one roof. And basically, we even recently added live streaming for our users as well.
Talk about the live streaming. You guys have added that as a technology on the site?
That is correct. Basically, through the user feedback tools and constant updates to our network, I have been delivering one stunning feature after another, and live streaming was recently one of them. Basically, to help the user, even the smallest businesses, to create content-driven ad material with fantastic share capabilities.
Her name is Jenny Q. Ta. She is a serial entrepreneur, as you just saw on there on the CNN Money link that we showed up there. And of course, she's the CEO of Squeaky Inc., and that's spelled SQEEQEE.com.
And of course, the third choice for a name. Hey, what was just one of the other ones? Just one of the ones.
Yeah, was there one other name you didn't do?
Yeah, actually, I started out with 2 different names. I started out with this name called SpooPad. And then I switched out of SpooPad into Squeaky, which is SPOOQEE. And then I ended up with Squeaky, and again, basically, I'm going to give you a rundown real quick. Spoo pad has a very odd meaning. Of course, when I created it, I did not know there was an odd meaning to it. And then I took out the word pad and I added the word key only because I wanted to spell the word key instead of K-E-Y. I wanted to spell Q-E-E differently. And because we need a key in everything in life, for a car, a house, even a key to love, romance. So that's just what it is.
Even my heart.
Absolutely. Even your heart. There's always going to be a woman that's going to have that key to your heart regardless.
The name of the company is Squeaky.com. So listen, I have to ask you this, and I'm going to keep you over the break. I'm going to keep you longer than you probably anticipated, but you are very young, and obviously you have a lot of experience, and I know there's a lot of people that are listening to us on American Forces Radio Network, or they're watching us here on BizTV or whatever, where they're listening, watching us in their living rooms. What is the secret to being so young and so successful when you didn't start off with the experience that you would normally have to get where you are?
Well, I mean, it's through a lot of heartaches, pain, 20 hours work day, couple hours of sleep, and a lot of lonely strolls on the beach, believe it or not. I mean, I just had one just the last couple of days. A lot of my friends tell me I basically don't have a life, romance or whatever it is. I mean, those are all out of the window. But
sitting here, Jenny.
We'd like to fly out to San Diego.
I love San Diego. There's a lot of beaches down there, but I do live by Newport Beach and Huntington Beach. So those are the two beaches that a lot of people would find me, walking late at night times.
Her escape from Vietnam during the war, to her path to success. So we're going to talk more about this and sort of how important the team is around what she's doing. Squeaky.com, SQEEQEE.com is the
story behind the story, folks.
Well, the Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. Follow us on Twitter, Big Biz Radio. See you in a second. Wow, wait a second, man. What do you think the future's going to look like this year? Whoa!
Hey, Jenny, you're okay to stay for one more segment, right?
Most definitely.
They voted Ben Bernanke sexiest Fed chairman ever.
Cool.
Sully and Russ on the Big Biz Show.
Yeah, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com, nationwide, coast to coast. Great to have you along today. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P all took a little bit of a pause today because little fears on oil dropping again. Dow Jones up about 23 points at the end of the day. The NASDAQ down just a click, about 15 points. And the S&P 500 up 2 today. There you go, Russ. Feeling better. Rusty Dale's in studio with me. Hi there. Good to see you. Getting ready for a big Labor Day weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, I got the barbecue going.
Hey, I want to take you to a new website, and it's very cool. It's called Squeaky, SQEEQEE, Squeaky Inc., and it's a downloadable social media network. You can buy, sell, socialize, monetize. You can search. And the CEO, Jenny Qta, is with us, joining us here this evening on Big Biz Show. And she's figuring out a way for you to make money. Jenny, before we let you out of here today, give me an idea. If I've got an entrepreneur out there that has never really dipped their toe in the water of social media, is this the place to start, or should they go to the other social media sites and make the mistakes and then go over to Squeaky?
Squeaky, that's cute. Squeaky. Certainly the entrepreneurs, they should check out our site. Everything is under one roof. Every click that you do, you basically earn money. That's just period. I mean, of course, you're not going to be like a millionaire, tomorrow. I wasn't a millionaire until I was like 27. So everything takes some time. But here's the bottom line between Squeaky and the other social media platforms is the other social media platforms pay you zilch. Even if Squeaky pays you $1, $1 is a lot more than zero, don't you think?
Dollar more than you have. Can you talk to us, because you have a background in investment banking and private equity and venture capital, and you've done fundraising in the past for women's startups. Talk about that, your background on Wall Street, and now sort of building your own, the social networking platform, and how that sort of integrates with some of the women-owned business that you guys have been involved in.
Certainly. I mean, I am a firm believer of building teams of educated or skilled people. I mean, I'm a great advocate of women's equality in the workplace. I mean, I have spoken about this on several occasions. I have been a pioneer in 2 male-dominated industries, Wall Street and now Silicon Valley, tech, social media. And I continue to break down the stereotypes of women in the boardroom. Basically, for investment banking, fundraising for women startups. Keep an eye out for me, because there's going to be something that I'm going to launch at the end of September. With my background on Wall Street, and now after building the Squeaky social net worthing platform, I am actually making waves in the tech market, and here in the United States and other parts around the world, where there is a great need for more aggressive support of female-run startups by VC firms. And you've mentioned about, the oil sector just right before I got on the second segment. Putting my Wall Street hat on, all those investors out there, buy the heck out of the oil sector. Follow Warren Buffett. Buy it while it's cheap. Don't wait until it goes up and buy it. Buy it now.
I have to ask you. I got to ask you about that, because you have a book called Wall Street Cinderella. It talks about your escape from Vietnam and then into Wall Street. Can you give us the elevator kind of story about how that happened?
The fall of Saigon, I'm sure everybody heard the infamous war, the Vietnam War. I mean, it stretched 30 or 40 years, ended in April 1975. Basically, I was a war child. I was born 1971. I was 4 years old, and when the fall of Saigon happened. So basically, I was a boat child, and I came here with nothing, with my mom and brother. And I was raised as a welfare child, and with all the dreams that I've had, and that's why I named my book Wall Street Cinderella, because that's like the yin yang of things. Wall Street, it's the wealthy, the power, the strong, and Cinderella is this weak, little girl, poor. So that's me. That's the reality of Wall Street Cinderella, is myself. And I made it happen. And basically, if I made it happen in the 2 most powerful, dominated male industries, guess what? Anybody can do it, And if you feel otherwise, there's a email address you can hit on. I wouldn't mind helping people to empower people, especially women. Hit me up on Twitter. Go to Squeaky social media network. And start from there. If I can help you for just telling you one simple statement, I will. And I recently quoted this quote at a speech that I was a keynote speaker at. And basically I said, most people would think the glass is half full. Other people think the glass is half empty. For me, my quote is, it doesn't matter if the glass is half full or half empty. You're holding that darn glass, and you know what? You fill it up.
There you go. Listen to her. Wow. You go, Jenny.
Or maybe the glass slipper is half full.
That's right.
You got that Cinderella.
All right. Jenny Q. Toss, Squeaky Inc., Squeaky.com.
Jenny QT.
And all of her, we'll put it out on our 21,000 Twitter followers, her Twitter feeds, which is @Squeaky and then @JennyQTod9.
And next week she'll be right here live at the bar.
Let's get her in studio. Let's do that.
For both shows.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Jenny. Appreciate that. Chris Janikis is our director. Jorge Sanchez, our assistant director. Bobby Wool is our producer. Zach Attack is our PA. You can follow us on Twitter at Big Biz Radio. You can go online, BigBizShow.com. Rusty Nails.
Hi there.
RussIsFunny.com, because
RussIsGoodLooking.com was taken.
that's it. Come on, I like you tomorrow.
Is that little kid in our backyard? That's for sure. Hey, I got to,
Hey, Jenny.